Hello my friend and welcome back. My name is Hana and today I'm going to show you how I do my makeup for work. What is that noise? It's like the world's ending. But if you're curious about what I'm wearing on my face, what I mentioned in today's video, what I'm doing in other pockets of the internet, I always have links in the description box down below. And I found out last video that my links weren't actually taking you guys to websites. I don't know how long it's been like that. I guess that's my bad for not checking my links, but I mean, I had been using that for forever. But now I'm just using a different website and they seem to be just fine. So if you guys click my links and you notice that something's like not right, please let me know in the comments so I can fix it. I don't want to take you guys to like weird sites or anything like that. Anyway, so I usually start work at 6:15 in the morning. And I usually like to wake up about an hour before I need to leave because it takes me a while to get ready. So I'm hoping that I can film this video in an accurate time. It usually takes me about 15-20 minutes to do my makeup. But then I also understand that like filming is different from like rushing and getting ready, so I'm gonna try my best. But my first step is actually skincare. I wash my face every morning. I have combination skin. I have an oilier T-zone and just kind of like normal skin for the rest of my face. Usually when my makeup breaks up, it will be on my forehead, nose, and chin area first. Like that's where the oil starts to come through. So I just use a gentle face wash in the morning. At night I can use like my salicylic acid, you know, something that has like an exfoliant in it. But in the morning, I just use something that's gentle. I think I'm using the Neutrogena gel face wash thing. It has like hyaluronic acid in it. It's just gentle enough for me to like use it on my face in the morning. And then what I use as a moisturizer is kind of what I also use as a primer. I just use like After Sun aloe gel. Like I'll insert a picture of the exact one I'm using from Target right now. These things are like $1 if that. I obviously don't go in with a big like glob of it. I go in with a small amount, but I mean it kind of does exactly what the Milk Hydro Grip does. It's not as gripping, I don't think, but it works just fine and it holds my makeup and it kind of helps alleviate any redness on my face because it is just the aloe gel. And then I go in with an eye cream underneath. I have so many, like the two I have on my vanity currently is this one from the Inky List. It's the Caffeine Under Eye. This one's okay. Like if you're using it as like a primer kind of thing, like it's great, but as like actual, I don't know, as a skincare product, there are better eye creams out there. It's not super expensive, like it is fairly affordable, but I mean, if you're using it for how I use eye cream during the morning, like in the daytime, this one's okay. I did get a sample of the Glow Recipe Guava Vitamin C Bright Eye Gel Cream. This is the one that I'm wearing currently today, and I've been wearing it for the past like few weeks. A little bit really does go a long way, and I do like this one. This one tends to be on the more pricier side, but I mean I also have like, I don't know, I have like Korean beauty eye creams and things like that. If you want me to make a video on like my skincare stuff, I can. Everyone's skin is so different and what works for you may not work for me and vice versa. So I'm just letting you guys know that I do have oily combination skin. So with that being said, this is actually my first step in my makeup application process. I go in with a loose powder, and this one is just the Marc Jacobs Finish line. It's the Perfecting Coconut Setting Powder. It's just a translucent powder that I have in my collection that I'm just trying to get through. I have never really been a huge fan of setting powder. I never quite understood the point of it. I was never someone that did like a full bake, like full glam kind of makeup. I like my makeup to be like my skin, but better, and I don't like to feel like I'm wearing a mask. This one's okay. Like, I don't know how, like, I don't have any real thoughts and opinions on powder, but because my office setting is in an old school portable, there's not really a lot of windows or airflow, so the air is kind of stagnant and an air conditioning blasting all day. I really do think that disrupts my skin a lot. Like I noticed that my T-zone is a bit more oily, I do notice that my T-zone is a bit more oilier when I'm leaving work versus like just a normal day living out in the desert. So for work specifically, I just go in and tap a little bit of the loose setting powder down my face and across my forehead. I'm using the Sigma F37, and I don't use a whole lot. I did see this tip, I think on TikTok, or maybe it was on YouTube, I can't remember. Someone said that like they do powder first and then put their liquids on top, and I mean, I know that that can be wonderful for some skin types and not so great for other skin types. I just do this step because I do have a more oilier T-zone, and I just kind of use it as a base. And because I have the aloe gel on my face, it is a bit more like gripping, so I think it holds the powder better as well. So if you weren't going to use the aloe powder, you could use something like the NYX Plump Right Back or the Milk Hydro Grip. I'm losing words today, guys. Okay, and then my next step, I've been going in with this YSL new skin tint. It's literally called New, and New, not like it's new. I've had this in my collection for quite some time. I think if you like the Kosas foundation and you like the Kosas concealer, I think you would like this or be able to at least find a tone for you. I do find that this is a bit more like yellow leaning, but any shade that's lighter than this doesn't have the right undertone for me, or it's just simply too light. So I try not to go too heavy with this. I need to backtrack. You can't go in too heavy with this because it is one of those products where like if you have too much on your skin, it shows and it looks cakey and it breaks up and it's weird. So what I do is I just kind of put a little bit of it on the back of my hand, and then I just take it with my sponge and I apply it on. I don't know if I would say that it's necessarily buildable. Like you can put multiple layers on, but this does really work better in thinner layers. It's like a more gel-like consistency. I am trying to use this more just so I can kind of get it through my collection. I do enjoy it, but I mean, for the price point and kind of what I like in skin, I don't know if I necessarily need to have this. Like it's not a holy grail for me, but I do think that it's a good product. I just think that the shade selection is a bit limiting, and it is more like heavily yellow based. Like I do find that it is a bit more yellow based, like the Kosas foundation and concealer. I did a first impression with the Kosas concealer, I believe. I don't think I did anything with the foundation. I ended up decluttering the concealer, and I returned to the foundation and got something else. I wasn't a huge fan. It's just that the tones were just too dark, and then the shades that were lighter than the shade that I had gotten were too light, or it just didn't have the right undertone for me. And I'm someone, I know I can lighten things by using a concealer in certain spots and things like that, or blending two foundations together, but I don't have time to work that hard at 5 o'clock in the morning. I really don't. So I just go in lightly with what I have and press it in, and I think it looks pretty good. You can use a brush with this product, but it is a more, like I said, it is a more gel-like consistency. So I do kind of like it better when using the sponge, but I do prefer the sponge most days over a brush anyway. Perfect. Okay, and then I go in with, when I'm using this YSL skin tint, I like to go in with the NYX, what is this called? The NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. This has been my favorite concealer. This is the one from my first impressions. Like, look, I'm almost like out of this. And I have to like repurchase it. The lid is disgusting. I'm sorry. That's mostly on me though, because I don't do a full pump. Like I can do like, I wouldn't even say it's like a quarter. Like I just push enough. Like this is as much product as I need of this concealer. It's really nice and it works really well. If you were a fan of the, what is this called? I keep it because like it's one of my favorite products, the Born to Glow. This is empty and I just have this empty containers because I love it so much. I know I'm a creep that way and I really should throw out my trash, but I'm not ready to say goodbye to that concealer, even though I think this is the same concealer, just in new packaging. But I tap this on my under eye. And I tap it on the other side. I don't go too crazy with concealer. I mostly like concealer on my under eye to brighten my under eye. And I use whatever is left over on my sponge to kind of lighten the rest of my face. So I'll take a little bit on my chin and I'll take a little bit on my forehead just to kind of blend everything out. I think that looks pretty good. I let the concealer kind of do its thing before I set it with any powder. So before I set my under eye, I do go in. I've been loving the Charlotte Tilbury, what is this called? Nudegasm face palette. I think this was the holiday release. It is finally discontinued because they just announced their new holiday release. The thing with these face palettes is that they stay in stock for quite some time. So if you don't get it for like the holiday season, wait until January because it'll be in stock. It's kind of in stock until like the beginning of summer most of the time. I've just really been enjoying this palette. I do like it a whole lot. I am kind of considering getting the new holiday one, but then I also have like this one and the Vive face palette for the summer. I don't know how many face palettes I actually need, but it is like one of the more, or what is it? What am I trying to say? I believe that the new face palette will have like the Pillow Talk shade in it. And I did get a mini of the Pillow Talk lipstick and I absolutely love it. I wore it to a work meeting the other day and I got so many compliments that just the original Pillow Talk shade. And maybe I'm basic for that, but I mean, it was so pretty. I'm a huge fan of the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks to begin with, but I also understand that there are people who are not very much into Charlotte Tilbury, so maybe I shouldn't talk about the brand too much. I don't know. I just really enjoy these products. So I'm going in with an angled like blush brush to kind of contour and bronze my face. The face palette has a contour shade and a bronzing shade. I just kind of go between the two and just kind of use it to lift my face. Again, I don't go too crazy because I, again, don't have too much time to get ready for work. But I just do enough to add a little bit of definition to my face and kind of lift my cheekbones. And then I do a little bit on my jawline just to kind of blend everything out. And then this is a step that I don't know if it does anything, but I will pinch the brush together like this, and then I just kind of wipe it down the side of my nose to kind of like contour. And I bring it up into my brows just so like that shade kind of completes like its whole arc. I don't know how to explain it. My nose shape, if I stop right here, it makes my nose like a weird shape, so I kind of have to bring it up into the eyebrow. And I don't know, I don't really think too hard about this, and maybe it makes my makeup look terrible, but in my vanity, I think it looks really cute, and it helps blend everything out. And then I just bring a little bit on the tip of my nose, and I do the whole like Instagram thing because I think that looks cute. There we go. I'm now gonna set my under eyes with the NYX Banana Powder. Like, look at this. I have like a brand new one waiting for me, but like I just want to use all of the product before I open the new one. But I love this as an under eye powder. It has made all the concealers that I love look so good and last so long. And I use this Nabla Bonnie mini brush. It's just like a flatter, fluffier brush to just kind of get right under my eyes. There we go. And then I just kind of make sure it looks even. Should I do my brows now? Yeah. So I love the Patrick Ta Brow Gel and it was sold out for a while, but now they've come back and they even have like a mini size. I would just say buy the larger size. I don't know, I really love it. My only upset with this is that it does like get sticky and like I have to, you know, pull it away, and then it's got like weird lines. But this is how you have to use it like slowly and with like meaning. So instead of just kind of quickly brushing it through your brows, you kind of have to like pull it in and hold it up. This maybe takes me the longest like in my makeup routine, because I want to make sure that my brow hairs are lifted and groomed. But this is like, what's that yellow hairspray? That Gotta Be hairspray. Like, I love it as a cosplayer, but like it is like the ultimate hairspray. I think, actually, I think they just released a brow gel, but it's like $20 for that same thing. But but this is also $20, so I guess it doesn't, I guess it maybe doesn't even really matter, but I love it. So the downside with this is that you can't brush too much product into your brows, or else it does get clumpy and weird. And it will leave a film. But I just... ugh, gross. I just like to have the hairs lifted and separated. I really do need to groom my eyebrows, but if you've been watching my channel, if you haven't been watching my channel and this is your first video with me, I'm so terrified to pluck my eyebrows. Like I'm so scared. I'm so scared. So I don't even, I'm like even too scared to go to a professional and have them do my eyebrows, because what if they screw it up? I come from a family of overpluckers, and so I know what my fate will be if I overpluck my eyebrows. I won't have eyebrows, and I like that I have eyebrows, so I'd rather have them than not have them. I should probably also mention I did do my primer off camera, because I do kind of like my primer to sort of set. Now I'm going to go in with blush just to kind of wrap up my face. I've been using the Unearthly Charmed blush. It is this like super neon pink. It never really, it captures more purple on camera, but like I've really been enjoying this pink blush. I just take it on a fluffier brush and just kind of brush it on the outside of my temples. And I think it's so pretty. I want to get my hands on that Dior blush that like, and maybe it's like not trendy anymore, and maybe it's like sold out. What is it? The Backstage blush. But then I realized that like I don't need it, because I have this one and the Kaleidos one, and I mean, it kind of gives me, well, it does give me that same effect that a like super pinky blush gives, or at least that Dior one gives. But I think it's such a pretty blush. Okay, and then the highlight I've actually been enjoying right now is this Be Perfect Polar Vortex in Atmosphere. It's this really pretty pink blush. It kind of reminds me of, oh gosh, I have so many ColourPop Super Shocks blushes and highlights. I just like a pink highlight, okay? Like that's kind of like my favorite color highlight of all time. But when I paired this highlight with this blush, it just looks so pretty. And I just kind of take it on the higher points of my cheek and kind of blend it in. I don't know, I saw Rihanna do like a video for Fenty Beauty where she said she does like this 3 shape on her face, and I love that, but I don't know if I feel like I never caught or mimicked it or like learned or understood where she was doing it on her face. Maybe, obviously my face shape is very different from Rihanna's face shape, so maybe that shape just doesn't work on me. But I like to just kind of connect up here to like my eyebrow and at least bring it in that way. I'll do a little bit down my nose, and I'll do a little bit above my lip and on my chin. I really don't need a highlight there because, like I said, I have the oilier T-zone. My skin will just do its thing. So I'm already at the 20-minute mark, and usually I do, like, I'll do a whole face when I do my makeup. My eyeshadow routine is pretty simple. It's kind of the same routine I've shown you on camera many, many times. I'm just gonna do one eye on camera just so you know you can see it, and then I will do my lip liner and my other eye like off of camera. But what I have been loving the most is the Natasha Denona Retro palette. I'm trying to think of like what kind of work outfits I wear. I wear a lot of cardigans, and I have every color cardigan under the sun. I mean, a lot of the clothes that I wear on camera are the clothes that I wear for work. Granted, I don't wear like the tank tops and things like that. I will wear like an anime t-shirt with like trousers and a cardigan, or a skirt and a cardigan. I try to be like as business casual, comfortable as I can. No one really sees me in my portable ever, and I'm just answering emails and my boss doesn't really care, so I'm lucky in that sense. What I like most about the Natasha Denona palettes, especially this retro palette specifically, is that it does have a range of light to dark. So I can go really light and then, you know, make it more dramatic when I get home. Like I can just kind of tune up the makeup that I already put on for the day without having to really wash my face. Or, you know, I can just do a bold look for work. So I just kind of, I don't know, I just kind of play it by ear. I try to kind of match my eyeshadow look to the clothes that I'm wearing. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just, you know, have ambitions to the wind and say, hey, I'm going to go in with a neon orange eye look, and I'm wearing like brown. I don't know, I guess orange and brown goes together, but you know what I mean. So I'm gonna start with the shade Nude Mauve. I just like to bring this right into the crease just so I can add some dimension. Oh, I also have to do my eyebrow, or like finish my eyebrows. Don't let me forget. Or maybe I'll also do that off camera because it's really not anything crazy. I just take I use the same products I've been using in my eyebrows since, I don't know, the beginning of this year, the end of last year. It hasn't changed. It will be linked down below. But I just use enough of this Nude Mauve shade to kind of build up my crease. And once I kind of get the shape that I like and blend it out, I will go in. I'll go in with the shade Apart because I'm actually going to use another Natasha. I'm going to go in with the pastel palette because I want to match my shirt. And I'm taking this Apart shade and I'm just kind of blending it in the outer corner. What I like about the Natasha Denona formula is that it blends in a way that gives me the like soft glam, sultry look that I like. Very like, I don't know, I guess reminiscent of like the Soft Glam 2 era of makeup. What was that, 2016? But I think it just does it so much better. Like, I don't know, Natasha Denona is one of those formulas where like it can be beginner friendly, and you can also do some really advanced, really cool, beautiful makeup. It can be catered to everyone. I do think though that even this even this midi palette can be intimidating for new users. But I mean, go with the color range that you feel comfortable with. Like, so if you don't wear pastels a lot, don't buy the pastel palette. Get the retro palette if those are the kind of shades you go for. She just released her Dream palette, and I have my eye on it, and maybe I'll wait until a Sephora sale for me before I pick it up, because there is like a multi-chrome in there that's caught my eye. I do love all the shades in that specific palette, but it is kind of a lot of repeat shades that I kind of already have in my collection a few times over. But I do like the Natasha Denona like formula, so I don't know if I want to like swap them out, like declutter the shades that I do have in my collection for that Natasha Denona one. We'll get there when we get there. And I just kind of blend it onto the lid and into the crease just to deepen that eye look. But what I like to do is just to kind of pull it out as far as I can without it being too opaque, just to get some color there, because I am going to go in with a shimmer shade. And the pastel palette isn't as opaque as her normal shadows are. But what I do really enjoy about this palette specifically, is that I can pair it with other palettes and kind of layer these shades on top of other shades and kind of give it a new like dimension, like it has a new color shift to it. So I don't know, am I gonna take the shade Brisk? Or should I take the like shimmery one right next to it? I think I'll take the shimmery one right next to it. What is this called? Adriatic? I'm gonna take the shade Adriatic. Maybe I'll tap no, I won't tap into Brisk. This is like a more, I don't know, I think it kind of matches the like green tealy kind of shade of my shirt. I could have just gone in with Zest, the green shade, but let's do a shimmer. And then I'm just gonna apply this to my lid. Just kind of swipe it through, making sure to get in that inner corner and just blend it out. This is kind of how I've been liking doing pastels all summer anyway, is by doing just like, I don't know, a basic bitch smoky eye, and then just having the pop of color on the lid. I think it's really pretty. And what I like about the Natasha Denona formula is as you wear it and it starts to age on your face, you know, I feel like the tones kind of like melt together. Obviously your makeup is just kind of melting because, you know, you're wearing it and there's oils on your face, and I do have a bit of a hooded eye situation, so I mean, I just don't have a whole lot working in my favor, I guess. I am going to go back in with the brush that I used for the deeper outer corner shade, just to kind of blend that shimmer in and in my outer corner like that. I will take, I'm going back into the retro palette. I will take that shade Apart on a flat brush and just kind of tie in the outer corner shade because I like a more lifted eye kind of shape. And I just tie the two together, blend it in, blend it out. Beautiful. I will also take the shade Maud on the inner corner just to brighten it up. I forgot how much I loved the shade Maud. So before I got the Lost in Los Angeles palette and I got that white shade from that palette, I was using Maud for everything. It is such a pretty, it's like not as an opaque white as the Lost in Los Angeles palette from BH Cosmetics, but it is such a pretty like pinky kind of white. I don't know how to explain it. It's just gorgeous. Okay, I'm probably gonna take like a minty shade in my waterline, like an eyeliner. I'm gonna do my other eye off of camera. I'm gonna fill in my brows and I'm gonna put my lip liner on. I will be back. Give me 2 seconds. So this is the final look. I usually don't leave my hair like this, but obviously when I'm filming this, I'm not getting ready for work, nor do I have to go to work. I'm actually gonna go eat and stay in my house. So I'm gonna be lazy and not do my hair. And it is what it is. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Love to hear them. But let's talk about the products I used off camera. So I went in with my brows. I went in with the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Pen. I am using the shade Ash Brown. Anytime I use a shade Brunette or Espresso, because there's no X in there, Espresso, it can be hit or miss. Espresso can be too deep for me. A brunette can be too red for me. I like the coolness of the ash brown a lot more. I feel like it complements and shades in my brows a lot better. I don't know how that works. I don't think I have a cool tone. My hair isn't really like a cool brown. This brunette shade is my natural like hair. Obviously I bleach the front, but it works well and I like it. The Patrick Ta works well with this brow pen specifically, or the Rare Beauty Brow Powder. I don't need to use all three together. I usually only use all three together if I'm doing like a full like glam look for the internet, or if I just wanted to be extra with my eyebrows. But for the sake of just getting my face on to get to work, this is really quick and it looks really nice. It looks like I put a lot of thought and time into it, but it really was just only a few minutes. I did take these Odin's Eye Soul Mane Gel Liner in shade 4. It is almost the exact minty shade of my lid and I love it. I have some final thoughts and opinions about these liners, but I'll save it for another video. But this one doesn't dry out. Like I like this one. If you had your eye on, if you like these kind of minty shades, purchase it. It's a nice one. And I did go in with the Give Beauty Pout to Get Real lip liner. What is this shade? This is in the shade Do Whatever. I love this. I thought that the tip of this was gonna irritate my soul because it is kind of the same shape as the like brow pencil from the brand, but I kind of love it. Like I take this part right here, I always leave on top and I just kind of drag it over my lips like that. And I mean, I thought it was gonna be weird, but I love it. I've kind of been using it every day. I believe the Do Whatever shade is the same shade as, there's an Anaheim, like she has a pencil series of liners and I believe it's called like the Anaheim Streets or Streets of Anaheim. I don't know, something Anaheim is in there. If you're from Orange County, you know. I mean, if you're a fan of Disney, you know Anaheim's like where Disneyland is at. I lived in Anaheim for like a long time. Those are the brow, like, or excuse me, that is like a typical brow, a typical lip liner. Gosh, but I'm pretty sure Do Whatever and the other brown beige shade in that collection are the same shade. I don't think you need both. And then I went in with the Charlotte Tilbury Supermodel lipstick. This one is like my all-time favorite lipstick from Charlotte Tilbury. I love this shade, and that's it. I'll usually go in with the setting spray. I'll use something that's a bit more matte leaning. I've been loving this Wanna Be Free makeup setting spray from Ulta Beauty. It's also in collaboration with Steffi Lynn. I don't know if this is available, but I mean, I like it. So if you find it, maybe it's on the sales section inside of your Ulta if you can't find it online. It's really good. And I think that's it. I've very clearly gone over my 15-20 minute mark, but it's probably because I was talking. So hopefully editing me isn't too mad at filming me. But I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you wear makeup to work? Like, did you ever wear makeup to work? Did you stop wearing makeup to work after the pandemic? What does that process look like for you? How early do you like to wake up before work? Like I said, I like at least a full hour before I gotta get on the road. And I don't know, what are some of your favorite items that you're currently using? How do you feel about Natasha Denona or Charlotte Tilbury? I feel like those are two very, depending on who you're talking to, those are two very scandalous brands. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments, and if you liked hanging out with me today and you would like to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. I would love to see more engagement in my comments. I love when you guys comment. It kind of makes my day. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.